Hello everybody, my name is Aiden and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to be discussing a Chicago Bulls and Washington Wizards injury report ahead of our upcoming game against each other. Now at the end of the day, I don't recall versing the Wizards that many times this season, if we have even versed the Wizards this season, but we obviously know where the Wizards sit in the Eastern Conference. I believe they're in the bottom two at the moment, and there is a list full of injuries for them, unfortunately. And for the Bulls, there's obviously some big concerns as well, so I think this is fair to talk about, and we will do it in this video. But before we get any further, if you liked the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Bulls and their injury updates against the Wizards, and vice versa. We're going to start off with the Wizards, because there is a lot to get through here. Let's start off with the guy that will be out for the rest of the regular season, and that is Isaiah Livers. He has a hip injury, and he has been ruled out for the remainder of the season. Now, I don't necessarily know too much about this guy in all honesty, so I'm not going to comment on how good of an impact he'll make or how good of a player he is. But when you see guys out for the season, you wish them nothing but the best. Hopefully, he could get back on track very, very soon, and we'll see where he can go from next season onwards. We've obviously got Deni Avdija. I don't really know how to say his last name, but a lot of people do like him from the Bulls side of things. I remember way back when he was one of the big guys that we wanted to draft. We took Patrick Williams instead. But he has a knee injury. He's listed as questionable to play against the Chicago Bulls. That's a 50-50 chance that he may play. So at the end of the day, we'll just have to wait and see. But fun fact about him, one of the brightest spots of the Washington Wizards team has been Deni. So at the end of the day, that's quite interesting. And I feel like as he has become a bigger option for the Wizards, he's also delivered in that same way. Now, again, I don't necessarily know what the future is going to look like for Deni. Maybe you could make the argument he's a good player on a bad team. That's a fair assessment to make, but he has shown great improvements from previous seasons until now. And as you know, with young players, sometimes it takes a little bit of time for them to get to their full potential and for them to step out of the shadow of the other players on the team and build themselves into their own type of guy. We've all know he's very skilled, and if he does miss this Bulls game, I think it'll be a big loss for the Washington Wizards. There's not many bright spots to talk about, but Deni is one of them, and that is something that the Wizards should be happy about at this point in time. Another Bulls fan favorite, Tyus Jones, is listed as doubtful to play against the Bulls. Now, if you guys are unaware, I'm pretty sure Tyus Jones has actually recently took over the starting position for the Washington Wizards as we see Jordan Poole enter the bench unit. And I think that's worked out well for the Wizards in all honesty. But Tyus Jones is a fan favorite for the Bulls for a variety of reasons. He's obviously a very skillful point guard. He's a jack of all trades type of guy. He can get guys into his sets and he can play make. He can score the ball very nicely for his status as well. Extremely capable point guard. And again, I see absolutely no reason why the Bulls fans shouldn't continue to be a fan of Tyus Jones. I definitely like his game, and it'll be a big miss for the Wizards as well to see him out. Now, I'm thankful that Coby White is now our starting point guard, so I think that's going to put the rumors to bed about Tyus Jones to the Bulls anytime soon. But I still like him. I still think he's a good player. And maybe one day down the line, he could become a Bulls player in the future. But for now, he's a Wizards player. And he's a big part of the Wizards team. And him being doubtful, a 75% chance he may miss the game, is going to be a big blow for the Wizards. We've got Landry Shamet with a calf injury, has been ruled out against the Bulls. Again, Landry Shamet, a veteran. We know a lot about him as well. So we'll just have to wait and see how big of an impact him missing the game could be. Another player that we know well from the Pistons, Marvin Bagley, recently got traded from, again, the Pistons to the Wizards with a back injury, won't play against the Bulls. We've played him a couple of times. We verse the Wizards all the time. He was there for 2 seasons, I believe. So yeah, that's going to be a big miss for them as well. A nice role player, not necessarily the best shooter, but he can score well in the paint. He's a paint force, and that could be a big miss for them as well. Last but not least, Richaun Holmes with a toe injury is listed as questionable to play against the Bulls. His ESPN status is listed as out, but he is listed as questionable to them as well. That's 50-50. I believe he's from Chicago, Richaun Holmes, if I'm not mistaken. But either way, a small ball type of center, very aggressive in how he plays. And again, another threat. I think Bulls fans have become a fan favorite of him as well. Notice how a lot of these guys are actually fan favorites for the Bulls. Some role players that can come in and make a difference for them. That's big misses for them. So we'll wait and see what ends up happening. When you see the last, one of the top the bottom two teams, I'm sorry, in the Eastern Conference, I guess you see the amount of injuries that they have. You can kind of understand why they are one of the bottom teams in the Eastern Conference. Even with some of these guys, they still are the bottom two, but it sucks to see. Now let's turn to the Bulls injury list. There's 2 injuries we need to talk about, at least new injuries. Of course, we know Lonzo's out, we know Pat's out, we know LaVine is out for the rest of the season. But Julian Phillips is listed as out in this game against the Wizards, and it is because of a right foot sprain. He is out indefinitely. We don't know when his return will be, but we know for a fact he will not play against the Washington Wizards. But we've got Coby White. Again, we've been awaiting the injury updates for Coby White. We've all been awaiting it, trying to see what the go is. And we've seen updates that he could potentially return in this Wizards game. But that return seems highly unlikely, as Coby White is listed as doubtful to play with a hip injury against the Wizards. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have injuries of our own, and that's why I'm awfully nervous about this game. If Coby White misses this game with a 75% chance likelihood that he could, I am genuinely concerned about how this game will go. Again, you take Coby White out of the fray, you got Patrick Williams, Zach LaVine, Lonzo Ball, and Coby White, all massively important guys to our team, out of this game. And as much as I want to believe the Bulls can go on a big run and get some big wins over the course of the next couple of weeks to really make a fighting chance in that 7th and 8th seed spots, when you have those amount of guys out and the importance of all those guys out for this Bulls team, it does make me harder to think and believe that we can actually do something along those lines and we can actually go on that big run that we need to go on. So, look, there's already a good chance we're going to stay the 9th seed, but I think injuries like Coby White and the rest of the guys out there as well kind of cements it, in my opinion, that we're not really going to get any further up the table than where we are right now, which is absolutely sucks to see, because it does technically make these games meaningless. I mean, sure, if we go on a big losing streak, we could definitely fall out of the play-in tournament, but the way that Atlanta and the rest of the teams below them are playing, it does make it harder to fall out of the play-in tournament as well. So we're kind of stuck in a fray where we're going to be too bad to climb the table, but too good to fall from the play-in tournament as well. So we're kind of stuck where we are, ladies and gentlemen. That might be a good thing for some, a bad thing for others. I guess we'll just have to wait and see how the play-in tournament really goes for the Bulls in general. But that's my injury report. What do you guys think? Thank you for watching. Drop a like and a follow, and or subscribe if you are new. I will see you in the next Bulls-related video. There will not be a watch-along tomorrow. I will be out for most of the morning and afternoon. So, you know, for those people that are really excited to see a Bulls watch-along, it will not happen tomorrow. But the next one, I don't know who our next opponent is against. I'll have to check that on the Bulls Weekly, but that is when I will be doing the next watch along for you guys after the Wizards game. With that being said, have a wonderful and safe day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care and peace.